Does education matter in dating? Well, actually, in Asia, it does. For me, who grows up in the East, there's a huge emphasis on education, and they want someone with a PhD or as high of a level of education as possible. Anything with a doctor in the name is highly preferred, and they want STEM-related fields or lawyers. But in the West, people are a lot more open-minded. Here, dropouts can become wildly successful. Education doesn't really mean um, much with like how successful you become. Asia, in some traditional industry in North America, still favors education, where your ranking in work is correlated with the amount of education you have. But nowadays, in the newer companies, education is not as highly valued. It's rather your skills and whether or not you can pass the interview. So let's take a look at the data here for dating preferences for people with education. Here shows the female users' preferences by measuring how much they send messages to the male users based on each education level. So on an overall basis, there's a negative preference for technical school and colleges. You can also see that there's a gradient here as well, which essentially means that people are sort of okay with dating people with the same education level, but as the woman gets more and more educated, they prefer less and less men who have college degrees and technical schools. We can see right here that women who does have a graduate degree or a doctorate degree, they do not want to date guys in college at all. And for women with technical school degree, they don't seem to care as much as compared to the other people on what type of degrees that people have. Although they do seem to have a slight negative preference for technical schools people and a bit higher for people with undergraduate and graduate degree. And overall, there's a pattern in that as the woman has higher and higher education, they prefer men with higher and higher education. And people don't really care if you have a double degree as long as you have an undergraduate degree. And surprisingly, people don't care if you're a doctor either, unless she's also a doctor. That's the only positive correlation you have here. And there doesn't seem to have any significant data for postdoctorate. So maybe when you have too much education, the effect kind of cancel itself out as well. But yeah, as long as you have an undergraduate degree, it seems like everyone is okay with that and they actually prefer that. But they don't really require you to have higher and higher education. Like you would think doctors would only highly prefer doctors, but it's actually less so. Like they actually prefer people with undergraduate degree and then graduate degrees more. But people with graduate degrees also seem to highly prefer people with graduate degree. And maybe this is because they went through the same painful experience and they want someone to share with. But overall, just get educated, at least an undergraduate degree.